Hello everyone, my name's Iamauser and welcome back to another video. As always, remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and head on over to FM Base for more Football Manager related content. Today's video is another episode in my simulated challenge series, which I'm calling the Moneybags Challenge. Within this challenge, I've given Bognor Regis a ton of money, as well as Sugar Daddy Owner, to see how they get on. So, we're 10 years into the future, and as you can see, they are currently sitting in the Championship. So how did they get on? So in the first season, they finished in ninth place, which is probably understandable. I think they're predicted to finish the lower half normally without all the money, so they probably won't be making any huge signings first off. But in the second season, they went up as the champions, which is pretty good. As well, back-to-back championship from the Vanarama into the second league, and again they got straight promotions as seventh, so they must have won through the playoffs. They then spent 3 seasons in League One, floundering in mid-table a little bit, finished 8th twice in a row, then dropped down to 11th before again getting promotion via the playoffs. So they're now sitting in the championship. They finished 14th and 12th. In the past 2 seasons, so again mid-table. Looks like they need a little bit more to push on to get into the Premier League, but let's see how they did throughout the years. So here is their first season, where they finished in the 9th place in the Vanarama South. Yeah, pretty unspectacular season. 16 wins, 11 draws, 15 losses, 48 goals and 50 conceded. Left them with a goal difference of -2, sitting on 59 points, quite some way off first place with St Albans and Bath, who ended up getting promoted. Second season, blimey, they absolutely smashed the second season, 121 points. That's over 40 points ahead of, or almost 40 points ahead of second place, Dulwich Hamlet. They won 40 games. Drawing 1 and losing 1 as well, which I think is probably some kind of record. And you can see he did 9 goals as well over the whole season, scoring 93, which is a pretty impressive feat. So in season 3, they managed to continue their impressive feat again, clearing the 100-point mark, 30 points ahead of second place at Newport County. It wasn't quite as easy for them this year. They actually drew 5 and lost 7, but again they got a pretty impressive 76 goals. Conceded 22 with a goal difference of 54, which is massively ahead of, again, second Newport with just a goal difference of 31. So up they went into the Football League system. So they didn't have it all their way in League 2. They actually finished in the last of the playoff positions in 7th place, quite some way off the top guys. And yeah, only just about scraped into that playoff zone. But they managed to get through. They managed to win it, even though they did finish in the bottom of those places. Doesn't matter where you finish at the end of the day, as long as you win the knockout games, you will go up. So their first season in League One, they were actually pretty unlucky not to get up into the playoff zone. So they were just 2 points away from those playoff zones. Two or one more win over the whole season, they could have made it. So they're unlucky there. But next season, they were again just outside the playoff zones. Again, pretty close between the two above, Peterborough and Bristol, separated on goal difference. But again, it wasn't to be this season. Following season, they finished in 11th place, so they went backwards a little bit. I think they may have made some changes that season, got in a new manager. We'll have a look in a minute. But the following season, whatever changes they made, it worked. They reached the playoffs this time and managed to get promoted via the playoffs. So up into the championship they went. First season up there, they finished 14th. Well safe of relegation, so no worries there. Yeah, nothing too fancy this season. And the following season they made improvements, finishing 12th this season. Again, well clear of relegation, so looking good for them so far. Pretty stable in the championship. So yeah, that's how far they've got so far. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on and progress over the next few years. So let's take a look at some history, starting off with the previous managers. So they start off with Peter Reid as the manager, who was sacked after just 156 days. A pretty poor record, 33% win ratio, 8 wins, 5 losses, 11 draws. Ignoring the caretaker positions. Next up was Mark Cooper, their most successful manager. 2 league wins and 2 cup wins, which was the back-to-back promotions as champions, and they won the FA Trophy on 2 occasions. He had a really good win record actually, 65% wins, 116 games won, 33 drawn, and only 28 games lost. He was also sacked after 3 years and 94 days. Next up was Darren Ferguson, who stayed in charge for 2 years, almost 3 years. He didn't have as good win ratio, 40% games won, 59 wins, 38 draws, and 49 losses. Next up was Michael Laudrup, who, surprising addition on this list, I would say. Was in charge for two years and 300 days exactly. He was also sacked. Again, he didn't have the greatest record, 39% won, 61 wins, 37 draws, and 55 losses. And their new manager is Luke Varney, who has only just recently taken charge when they were in the Championship. 46% win ratio, 13 wins, 6 draws, and 9 losses. Not a bad start, but obviously still has some way to go. So next up, let's take a look at some of the transfer history. Starting back in the first season, they signed a player called Diego Maradona. He must have parents must have had high hopes for him. I don't even think we'll be able to view any of these players. They're probably all retired. Christian Oxlade-Chamberlain, who I'm going to guess is Alex's brother, also spent a season on with them on loan. Can't view any of these players except this guy, Hayden Hollis, who is now a coach. Spent a total of 190k, which for is quite a lot of money for a Vanarama South team. So in the next season, they went a bit ham with their spending, 36.5 million. No wonder they won the league by such a massive points difference. They signed, I'm going to say, Jaron Cherry from Guinzhou, who is now retired. He is a director of football. He must have been a pretty good player while he was with them for 9 million. Some of the players they signed Mathieu Flamini on a free transfer, who I think actually read recently that he has never had any value in football. He has always signed for his new clubs on a free transfer. Any other interesting signings here? Jordan Willis, he's had him a few times on my saves. He turns out like as a quite a good lower league player. Rohan Ince, anyone who has ever played as Brighton before might know this guy. He is now retired actually at the age of 34 and is a scout. Tyler Blackett managed to sign him off Reading, who is now at Cardiff. He was probably a good signing back in the Vanarama South. Anyone else? Henri Lansbury, about 4.8 million they signed him for. Another really good signing. Sam Gallagher, again, he was probably an excellent signing for them, all the way down in those leagues. And they also managed to get Lewis Baker on loan from Chelsea, who again would probably have absolutely ripped it up in the league. So in the following season, they chilled out on their expenditure a little bit, signing just one player, Cameron Humphreys from Rochdale. Let's see if he is still playing. Yeah, he is still playing. Quite a young player actually, only 29, 10 years in the future. So he was 18 at the start of the game. Again, doesn't like a fantastic player, but not bad for the lower league divisions. Had quite a bit of outgoing, actually 225k outgoing. Jordan Willis moving on to Bradford City after spending just the one season with them. So the following season, again, they calmed down a lot with their spending. Only one signing of value, which was Alex Bass from Kidderminster, who is now a free transfer. Doesn't look particularly good, so can probably understand why he was let go. So next up, again, they've had just one massive season of spending, and then maybe they realised that they maybe shouldn't have spent so much. Again, lots of loans. Managed to sign Brad Smith, I think he's still at Bournemouth, left back. Again, a good signing for them, and he's actually still with them now. Spending his time for them. Also transfer listed though, looking to get rid of him. 575k. So on to the next season, and again a lot of free transfers. Let's have a look through, see if we can see anyone interesting. Ryan Jedson on a free transfer. He's now moved on to Birmingham City. Joined them for free from Brentford in the Championship. Spent a couple of seasons there, made a lot of appearances. Not the greatest average rating, didn't really contribute too much. Then left on a free for Birmingham the season after. Also signed Tom Cleverley on a free transfer as well. He is now retired as a manager. Not too sure where he is going to get a job with 2 man management, 2 motivating, 5 tactical knowledge, and 1 in judging player potential and ability. Yeah, so next season, let's have a look. So again, they spent absolutely nothing in this season, making only free transfers. Signed Jake Livermore on a free transfer. Again, he is now retired as an unemployed coach. Also got a few. I'm going to assume these are probably all regens. Yeah, let's have a look. Yep, so he is now at Newcastle, and he's a pretty good-looking striker regen. Pretty quick up top, and good finishing and composure as well. And they also signed this guy from Brighton, who again is a regen, although he is no longer of Premier League quality, if that's where Brighton still are, obviously. So again, the following season they focused mostly on free transfers. Again, I'm probably gonna assume these are all going to be regen players. Yeah, so probably no names in here we're going to recognise. This guy doesn't look half bad for a Championship player as well. Not bad mental stats, good teamwork and vision and work rate. But yeah, no one there that I recognise. Mitch Beanie, recognised as a goalkeeper, who is still with Bognor Regis. And I think got 4 more seasons to go, or 3 more seasons to go. So they finally spent some money again. 4.3 million they spent. Signed Callum Wright from Watford, who left pretty quickly afterwards. Again, just a 2-season player. Seems to be a running theme with the players here at Bognor: stay for 2 seasons and then leave. So again, some more loan signings who are all going to be regens. Managed to sign James Wilson from Hull for 2.5 million, who's still with Bognor Regis. I have to say, stats look pretty disappointing actually. I can't remember if it's this season or season before. He was a really good wonder kid to try and sign, although it's very hard to get him off for Man United. It would always turn out into an excellent poacher, but yeah, this season doesn't look like he turns out so well, unfortunately. Again, he's also transfer listed for 1.5 million. He also signed a guy called Bill Bull, which is a pretty good name. Shame he is not very good, unfortunately. So next season, let's have a look. Again, mostly free transfers. Signed James Trachowski from where is he? He's at Burnley, I think, isn't he? Yeah, from Burnley. He is now retired. Also signed Lewis Dunk on a free transfer from Brighton, although he actually left Brighton. He actually went to West Ham for 15 million before joining Watford for 6.5, and then 2 seasons before he retired, he joined Bognor. So again, it's the two-season syndrome for most of these players. Mickey Swain, a signing from Arsenal, who I'm going to say, is a regen, still with Bognor, but looks like he could progress pretty well, plays as a striker or anywhere across the front 3 on the wings or in the mid. If he has some good potential, he could turn out to be a pretty good player. I saw James Maddison, who they signed on a free, who is still with them. Worth 13.25 million. Good looking stats, so looks like he was a pretty good signing for them. 32 appearances, 9 goals, 4 assists, average rating of 6.94. Not a bad signing on a free transfer for them. Anyone else who is actually a player here? Again, another regen. Not sure what they're doing signing players like this. I guess they've probably got good potential, but obviously I can't see as I'm not their manager. So I think this is the final season. Yep. So this season, right now they've signed 4 players. Sorry, 1 on loan from Brighton. Again, not sure why they're signing a player like this on loan. He's only ever going to sit in the reserve, surely, or the under 18s. Mark Johnson on a free transfer. Again, nothing special there. They signed Gerald Scott for 4 million from Blackburn, another regen who plays as a left back. Yeah, not too great looking, but probably got lots of potential to hopefully fulfill. And they signed Spencer Shakespeare, again another regen who plays at right back, also left back. And yeah, again, pretty much better looking stats than the last guy, I think. A very strong, and yeah, could turn out to be a good player for them. So these are some of the stats which they have set over the years. Most points in the season, 121, which I say is probably some kind of record. Fewest points was before the game started. Most wins in the season, 40, again with that impressive season in the Vanarama South. Highest attendance, 7,175, which was in 2026 last season against Crystal Palace. So the biggest win, again that's before 1994, 24-0 against Littlehampton. I thought Bognor were close to me, but Littlehampton's even closer. Biggest defeat, 19-0 against Shoreham again in 1907. So transfers, this is quite big one. It's obviously the biggest transfer, 9 million for them. They've only spent 22 million in total over the 10 seasons, which I find a little bit disappointing. I was expecting maybe a little bit more, but I guess obviously in the lower leagues the financial fair play is a lot more stricter, so they probably have to comply to that. Most goals in the season, 19 from Sam Gallagher in the 2021 season. Most league goals, sorry, most goals, yeah, again he got 24 that season in total. Youngest player, 15 years, 238 days. Oldest, 36 years. Fastest goal, James Maddison scoring in 19 seconds, which isn't too quick, because I've seen I think like 4 or 5 seconds as the quickest goal I've ever seen. So yeah, he is way off the pace for that. Most goals in the game, 3, which is yeah, I'd probably say that I'd expect that to be maybe 4 or 5, but yeah, never mind. Yeah, so nothing too much in most games without losing, 45 games without a loss. I can't remember what Arsenal's longest run was, but that must give it a run for its money if it didn't beat it. So been through all the league positions, attendances, again, yeah, look, they've increased over the seasons. Now, yeah, maxing out, hopefully maxing out most of their games, I'd imagine. And then, yeah, transfers, the highest fee paid. Again, yeah, so it's slow, sort of decreased after that big signing at the beginning. Yeah. So finally, let's have a quick look at their some of the players in their team. I've already looked at James Maddison, Sodiq Chiquiti, I'm going to say. Another regen player, plays as a striker. Pretty quick up top, 13 finishing and 12 composure. So yeah, not too bad a striker. Someone called Spencer Shakespeare, who yeah, I think we had a look at him earlier actually in the transfers. Junior McCoy, another regen who is a midfielder. Pretty good stats on him. Good first touch and good dribbling. Who else we got? Got James Wilson, who we looked at. Nico Williams, the Welsh fullback. Pretty quick player. Not bad at dribbling. Got good crossing as well. Got some good technique. So again, probably doing good down the right wing. It's funny to look at Mickey Swain, who is another regen player. A good teamwork, good work rate on him. Yeah, not bad as a striker. So that will be all for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm going to do a part 2 to this video. I'm going to sim the next 10 years as well. In the comments, let me know how you think they'll get on. Do you think they will move up into the Premier League, or do you think they'll go down? How do you think they'll do? So yeah, I'm going to do that, and do another video on it and see how it goes. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you next time.